Well, hello again, everybody from Monte Carlo. This is Phil Simborg, and I'm on stream 2 right now. And stream 1, we have a second chance match, a shorter match that Bill Riles is doing the is handling, and that match is Alan Babian, very famous player, and John O'Hagan, another very famous player. The round of 256 in the second chance. You got to do a lot of work in the second chance to get back to the start. I have the honor of doing the commentary for Johan Benell from Sweden. He is the player on the top of your screen playing black. Very tall gentleman. You can't tell when he's sitting. He's not that well known, but when he was here last time and the only time he'd been here before in 2021, he came in fourth. And he's roommates with Thomas Tenlin, so something good has to rub off there. Very fine player, I'm told. I'm told he's the best player, one of the best players in Sweden. He's playing Tony Benava with a hat, and everybody knows Tony Benava who knows backgammon. He's a really, really top player. He's giant. He's won many tournaments, done well in Monte Carlo in the past. So I didn't look at the line, but he is the favorite. Now, this is the round of 32 in the undefeated. So they've got a reasonable shot at doing some damage in this event. By the way, I looked it up. The winner of the championship is going to make 77,000 euro. Plus, if you're in the side pool, another 14,000 euro. So this is pretty high stakes backgammon we're having here. Okay, let's get to the action. Coffee would be great. Thank you. No. All right, so we've got a prime versus prime with a Johan having a much superior prime, but not close to a cube unless Johan hits this shot and does some damage. I don't think we're looking at a cube yet. 17-point match. We're going to be here a while. Oh, hit or make the 3. Usually it's right to hit. But then where's your 5? Yuck. That's the problem. This is a problem. I'm going to try and watch the comments if somebody has something they want to add or question. I like this play. We don't have the XG feed here. We do have the XG feed on stream 1. Double fours is a pretty poor action, and now we might well see a cube. I use Woolsey's law. I ask myself, if I were white, would I take or pass? And if I'm not quite sure, I would double. And if I'm sure I would take, I look for market losers. Oh, I'm happy to see that Matt Cohn-Geyer's on. I wish you were here, Matt, and you could do commentary with me, but I'll rely on what you say for what's right, because Matt's right about 103% of the time. I may be off a little, but somewhere in that range. Okay, 1-0. I knew it was a double. I didn't know about the take. Ooh, interesting. You usually don't hit with the 3-1 on the second roll, but he's already made a point, so it's not the second roll. There's another reason to hit because the 4-point is made. So I like the hit here. You have a distinct advantage in a hitting game when you have more points made. Normally you wouldn't make that play. I won't say normally. On the second roll you wouldn't make that play. Which one to hit? There's more return shots if you hit him off the bar. And you're giving him a good 6 if you hit him off the bar. That might make me hit the other one. That you're not giving him a good 6, which is important when your opponent's coming in from off the bar. I might have been right to hit the other one. Oh, thanks a lot. Tara to the rescue. Okay. Looks like double fives. Very nice roll. I make the ace point. You're putting a second checker up and making a point. You got a great blitzing position. You don't have enough checkers in the zone, but you got that other checker to hit on the outside. I think this play is clear. And look at this. And now I think it's double pass. And he didn't double. Or he's not doubling. I'm not sure. I take this. He doesn't double? Wow. I wasn't sure it was a take. What's he doing? You make the 5 point. What's going on here? This is Tony Benava. You make well, maybe he thought he was too good. That's why you might not double. He may have thought he's too good. Why aren't you making the 5 point? It was too good. Okay. He did it so fast. I don't get to too good until I go through the other process first. Oh, he saw it. I think this is a no-brainer and one down. Okay. He was too good. He knew it quickly. He's so much better than I am to see it that fast. Still too good. 6s and 1s to hit. 24 shots hit. Gets the 6 and the 1. I don't think you make the point. I think you hit with the 6 and split the back checkers. Have more ways to. Yeah, the 6 is easy. I think you split the back checkers. That's my play. Must be wrong because that's my play. Okay, now that he's anchored, you might not be too good anymore. 3 checkers back. He's got 10 checkers in the zone, and my trick is I don't count the checkers in the zone. I count the ones that aren't. There's 5 out of the zone. That's real fast and easy to count. And I know how to subtract 5 from, 15? That's approximately 10. My math is really getting sharper. I bet you Matt's surprised that I could get that quickly. I wasn't sure that was the take, but I guess it was. I wasn't sure I was taking that. That was interesting. Position rates and threats were all in favor of Tony. Ooh, nice. You got to make the 5. If you'd like to come up with the 1, but then the 3 is too dangerous, and 5 points to 5 point. I'm sure I'm making the 18 point, and that's what he's doing, and I'm not sure about the rest. I think as I'm winning the race, I might continue. I might just keep those same checkers going. I don't know how productive it is to come down and make the 10. There is a switching play, 6 to 3. If there was another blot somewhere, I would certainly do that. There isn't another blot, so it isn't that exciting. That's an interesting shift. I think I'm just going to continue off the 18. When you're up in the race. He hasn't tried that play yet. Certainly a reasonable play, could be right. I don't see that much value in the 10 point though, but you don't need the midpoint when you've got the 18. I know my ace. I'm making the 3 point. Yep, come up. Easier to get out. Fewer gammons. This one's not easy for me, whether to come in or come up. Coming up is certainly easier to get out. This is not easy for me either. They're all not easy for me. What's going on here? I'd like to come up with the ace, but I don't like the deuce of stacking on the 6. Why do the dice gods do this to me? Why can't you make my life easier? I still think it's right to come up and stack the 6, but I can't swear to it. Might be right to play 6-5. When there's 2 options like this, I flip a coin because I'm more likely to get it right than if I decided. This is my play. No idea if it's right. I'm a lifter. I go to the bar point, get rid of the blot. Now give him a 5-2 and a 6-1. I don't see a lot of value to the checker on the 10 point. I see a lot of value in not getting hit. There's a play I didn't consider. Now you get hit with 7s and all 3s. And 12. Might be right. There's the hit. And a beautiful ace from 6 to 5. Again, this is a cube that I would have passed. But he's got game. He's got game. Is it worth leaving the shot to make the 4 point? Every shot's a dilemma between 2 plays. Every time, every roll. Four-point has limited value when your opponent's sitting on the 3. I like that play. FBL, forced by logic. They say I coined that term. I don't know. I may have heard it. I think I heard it years ago from Hal Mauser or Bobby Anderson at the old Cavendish Club in Chicago. I think that's where I really heard it. I don't think I can take credit for that saying. I just invented Woolsey's Law and Woolsey's Law. I came up with those, but people don't credit me for that very much. Pick and point. What's that called? I've sort of pick and pass. That's pick and point. And easy peasy. This doesn't look hard for me either. Just run, yeah. This is not real easy for Tony to bring home. This may be proving what I thought originally on that double 3, that he should have kept going off the 18. He's strictly playing a racing game now, and it's harder to do that because he left those checkers back there. I'm not sitting here saying I'm right and Tony's wrong, but I think I'm right and Tony's wrong. And I volunteer right now. Absolutely. I don't think there's any question you got to do it now while the blot's there and the board's open. rewarded for his bravery. I would bring 2 down. I'd rather not waste and go to the ace, and I don't think you're likely to, with that midpoint, put too much pressure. You could be putting pressure on the outside. But I would have been very tempted to break the mid. Someone says they're happy to see a Lebanese player. Me too. I know it's difficult for that part of the world to travel as much and make it to tournaments, but Tony seems to make it to Monte Carlo pretty often. I happen to have a couple of Lebanese students in my history, and I love the people there. And by the way, they know I'm Jewish. They've invited me to come visit. Just told me don't come from Israel. And they become good friends. I have the same thing with the Iranians. Many Iranian friends. The people of all these countries were all good friends. I'm really good friends with some Russian people too. But politically, and it's a problem from the governments, not with the people. I think this play is called for. He gets quite a few shots from here. 6-1, 6-2, 6-3. There it is. There it is. That's the best he can hope for in this game, I think, to get this shot. And it's probably a winning shot. Probably. 14 numbers out of 36. And why wouldn't you hit it? That's not smart to miss it. Johan, how did you come in 4th here? It wasn't by missing shots. I'm impressed. If a guy comes to Monte Carlo once and comes in 4th, that's no small feat. I have small feet. So how many rolls don't get by? Double 1, 2-1, 1-2, double 3. That's not a lot of rolls. I wouldn't waste the pips. Okay, I would have run. It was fairly hopeless either way. I guess he was hoping for one of those rolls. He has to get that shot. Then he has to hit it about 30%. Not great odds. I thought the odds were better to run. But his odds were so small either way. I like that he didn't waste too much time on the clock trying to figure it out. Both players are playing at a pretty quick pace. I don't think there's been that many really hard decisions. I think that cube decision was hard, though. I'd like to see it. I really wouldn't have taken it, and I'm probably wrong. He ended up getting a shot to win, to probably win. That's gin, as we say. When did we start saying that's gin in a backgammon game? That's all she wrote. I played gin, by the way. That's my favorite game. Not my favorite game. It's my best game. Backgammon's my favorite game, obviously. Okay, 2-1. Absolutely no effect on the score. But I was really surprised at a couple of matches earlier and yesterday, a score of 3-0 in a match to 17 compared to a money game turned cubes from no double to pass. Based on that score, I couldn't believe it made that big a difference, being up 3-0 to 17. But you can't convince me that 2-1 is going to make any difference compared to money until you get to a 16 cube or an 8 cube. I'm hitting for sure. That's my style. It's a matter of style. And my style, by the way, leads to a lot more gammons. Meaning that I get gammoned a lot more than most people. Fantastic roll. I'm a runner. And he does. Don't roll a 2 here. He's in good shape. 2 or an 11. Wow. Wait a minute. What about making the golden point, the 20 point? Especially with those 2 checkers on the 11. I think the 20 point is very valuable here, even though you're losing the race. It's going to be harder for him to clear the 11. This is my play without much thought. I guess I should use much thought, but that usually messes up my game. I think this is clear, even though you're losing the race. If you didn't have the 11 point made, maybe you do stay back. I'm not even sure then if you do. There's a reason they call it the golden point. Thank you, Matt. Matt's a very fast conner. He's down 10 pips after the race. I still make that point. In fact, I've seen many times where it's right to make that point, even though you're down in the race. But with the 11 point made, I think it's even much, much better. Nope. Matt says he would keep the 22 point, and I know why. Because I like the other play. That's why he likes the 22 point. Ha! Matt didn't want him to play behind, and he did anyway. See? Yeah. We miss you, Matt. I spent the last hour and a half playing Pineapple Bluff Gammon with the Kiko. You could have joined us. It would have been fun. And I'm very proud to say that I broke even. And the other day I played Bazooki with Kazuki, and he killed me. He bamboozled me. But enough about me. There's a match going on here. So these positions, black cannot double unless he's got a significant race lead. But Mochi came up with a formula for the 3 point, the butterfly point. You have a take if you're within 23 pips. If you're down 23 pips or less. But with 2 openings, it's not even a double. With the bar point and the 5 point open, it can't be a double. There's just too much shot vig. But even after one of those points is closed, if you have 23 pips, you can take. I don't know how he got that formula, but it works. That's probably how he got it, because it works. Probably played with XG until he found the number. 23 pips. Matt wants to prop a 22 pip take. Sure you want to prop it. That's because you're playing the checkers against me. I'll prop it against you and Mochi, though, because I've seen the results. The only great success I ever had against Matt was a bluff gammon game where he had to have double 6 or double 5. He doubles me, which means he had to have it, and I have to pass. But I had to take because too many people were watching, and he was bluffing. And I won 64 points. on a 64 cube. And I have to remind him of that every now and then because it's one of my few times I beat him at anything. Oh, what was the tournament where I think he was winning 11-3 in a match to 15 or something? Maybe it was something like that, and I came back and beat him. Semifinals, I think that was San Antonio. Those are the 2 times I ever beat Matt, and those are the only 2 times I remember playing him. Every other time, I don't think I ever played him. Schweitzer says, good happiness is good health and a bad memory. So I've forgotten every other time I've lost to him. I still think this is not a double and still an easy take. I got my professional helper, Charlie Briggs, here with me. Say hello, Charlie. Wave to the world. Jason's son, one of my star pupils, although I have to say that Steve Sachs also worked with him. And when I got him, he was a 12 PR player. Now he's 14. What? With those 2 gaps, it's still not a double, I don't believe. And the race isn't strong enough. Well, do you just keep dumping or do you volunteer? Volunteering is certainly more efficient use of your checkers for the race, but you're leaving a shot. What hits? 6-2, double 2. Anything else? Double 4. It's 4 shots. It might be worth 4 shots to come off the 10 point. I think it is. And it goes to a hole in your board. It's not important to fill the 2 point. I would volunteer here. It's just too ugly not to. You're going to leave that blot anyway. Charlie, you look good. Did you shave this morning? No? You look good. All right, he did volunteer. I like the play a lot. Ooh, and if he'd been hit, I would tell you how stupid it was. We're getting closer to a cube because there's crossovers in addition to the pip count. And there's fewer shots now. Fewer shot vig. Ooh, what do you do? Do you break your board or do you run? The old Chicago dilemma. Charlie would run. How many numbers point on you if you run, Charlie? There are 3 checkers shooting at you. That means there's 9 numbers that can point on you. 3 times 3 is 9. It's that simple. You just square the number. You know what a square is? Someone like your dad. You're a straight A student. You should know what a square is. So 3 times 3 is 9. If you had 4 points shooting at him, you'd have 16 numbers that would point on him. Assuming all doubles play, and in this case they do. Double 1s, double 3s, and double 5s play. So 16 numbers out of 36 is not quite half. What's half of 36? 18. So he's not quite half. So that's why you don't run, I don't think. And there's pick and passes too. Stuff like 5-2, 3-2, 1-2. They're all pick and passes that destroy you. The other side of the coin, though, is you waste pips and destroy your board if you don't run. Yep. It's a great cube. It's a pressure cube. If you're passing, don't make that play unless you're passing with the other play too. If you're passing with either play, then it doesn't matter what you're doing. But if you think that you're going to pass with either play, then you make the play that that you think you're less likely to get doubled on. And I play it real quickly, like, oh, just had a great roll. I play a little poker. You're not going to out-poker Tony Benaba, though. All right, we got a tie match. We got a 15-point match now. What do you think their match equity is at this point? What do you think Tony's equity is in the match at this point? What's his winning chances? At 15 away, what's Tony's winning chances? Assuming equal players. Well, the scores is exactly tied, isn't it? 50-50? At any,
I thought you meant in the game.
yeah, no, in the match. Anytime the score is tied, you're 50-50.
I was trying to figure out, like, with the chess.
Okay, I got you. Jonah Seawald, hi there, welcome. You won all that money at poker and you're still watching backgammon? You're a sick puppy. If I had all that money, I'd be out celebrating with my wife if I had one. Very bold play, and I like it. And he performs. Especially with the blot on the 5-point. I love that double hit. And he doesn't perform. It's a very poor roll not to be able to hit or cover. He could hit off the ace. That's not bad. Do something productive. That's pretty good, actually. Is that a threat or a promise? I wish that was on film. I am clueless about this play. Oh, I like that. I like this, especially with those other two blots. Delicious blots on the other side. I call that delicious. I like that hit. The apprentice was Charlie Briggs, somebody asked. He's Jason Briggs' son, the genius kid, 13 years old, from Palm Beach, straight A student, scored 43 points for his basketball team last year in one game, 36 points in another game. A star athlete. It's a really great kid, one of my dearest friends. And I'm planning on him marrying my granddaughter in a couple of years. Here's the double hit. Which one do you hit, though? Makes sense. You're sure to get that other checker next time. This is a sloppy position. Very sloppy. But because of the anchor, it could easily be a take. With 4 checkers back also. Could easily be a take. You're going to bring the 6 down. Have another builder. If he doesn't make the second anchor, you can double him out. If he makes the second anchor, he's got a nice back game. Or double holding game, depending on what point he makes. Why not bring the 6 down? Yes, why not put it on the 7-point? I'm trying to think of a good reason not to. That's my play. Okay. And he anchors. Now he's in the game for a long time. But I like the 7 point because that's the point you want to make, and he can make it. And I would. Good. It's not a great back game once you've made your 2 point like that. He's going to hit inside. He'd like to get hit back. He doesn't mind getting hit back at all. Now we're playing Pasco Gammon. This is my game, baby. I'm willing to bet anybody in the world at Pasco Gammon that I've lost more than anybody else. I invented the game, named it after Jim Pasco. I play it with a lot of superstars, and they kill me. But I'm having fun. Okay, this is all about timing. Johan doesn't like those 2 spares on the 6 point. He's got no place to put them, though. You don't want to go to the ace, and you got no place else to put them. And Tony doesn't like having the 2 point made. So they both have something not to like. So he's not going to try and hold 3 points. You don't have timing for that. But he could easily get primed. Giving up. I mean, if you'd love to give up. I'd rather hold the 3-4 when you don't have timing than try to play the 2-3 game. The 2-3 game really does need more timing. I like this play. This is my play. That's it. Nope. They say you're supposed to double a poorly timed back game. Well, that makes the point. Makes the 11 point. Hits and slots. I'm slotting my 3 point here. I'm a slotter. Of course, you get slaughtered slotting. Being a slotter, you can get slaughtered. That checker on the 6 point doesn't have much use anywhere else anyway. Why not put it on the 3? I would have slotted. And been hit, which is not so bad. Yep. I told you, Johan wanted to make some use of those checkers on the 6. That's the best use he could have made of it. Are you going forward or not? Or backward or both ways? This is what Jim Pasco calls being caught in the switches. When you try to go forward, and you don't have the ability to really jump out, or try to stay in a back game when you don't have the timing. And that's what's happening to Johan here. I'm sorry, that's what's happening to Tony. Tony's the one that I think is going to get caught in the switches. I'm very tempted to be doubling this. If I'm Johan. Oh, I don't like stacking. I'd rather come out and get hit. Does anybody else there like a double? I really like the double here. Yeah, I see Lee thinks it's a double pass. That's a good reason to double if you think it's a pass. But if you think it's a pass, you might think it's too good, but I don't see that here. Not at this score. An undoubled gammon it's okay. It's like having a little whipped cream on your pie. It's not the same as ice cream. Give the cube. It's fun. There you go. I love this cube. He grabs it. He just absolutely grabs it without hesitation. And I'm not sure that's right. I think I would pass it. Oh, he took it because you could do this and not get gammon, maybe? Yeah, this shows you why I don't think it was a take. He's clearly saying, I don't have timing to play a back game, so I'm going to get off of it. Then why the hell do you take the cube to begin with? But who am I to question the great Tony Benava? I'm Phil Simborg. That's who I am. I'll question it, even if I'm wrong. Ugly. Got to bring it in. Jonas Seawald says he probably missed 5 or 6 cubes. Not if the guy's still taking, he didn't. He still got to take. Maybe he knows his opponent. Maybe he knows something. He didn't lose his market. Not with that. He may have lost his market against XG. You're playing a human. I don't know if you saw it the other night when I was doing the commentary with Sander Liloff and a relative beginner who happened to beat him. It was a great bluff by Sander. It was a monster pass. Sander deliberated over the cube for a long, long time, finally gave it. And the guy took right away, thinking, well, Sander wasn't sure of the double. And Sander was not thinking too good. It wasn't one of those things. He was just playing a little poker. We all know Sander's a hell of a poker player too. And it worked. So this game, there is some psychology. Knowing your opponent matters, even, I guess, at this level. We're talking about a pretty high level here too. There is a human factor. Dancing is good. I don't know. Anchoring would be good too, but I think I'd rather dance than make the 2 or 1 point. Because even when you make those points, you're going to crash. So not crashing, I think, might be more important than making a second point. I think hitting 2 is a little over the top here. If the gammon value was real high, I would hit 2 and go for the blitz. Or if Tony had 1 less point in his board, it still might be right. It's a thought. You know what? It could be right to hit 2 here. It really could be right. I like this. I love this play. I don't think the downside is that bad. Good for Johan to look at it, at least. He's likely to come in and crack a little bit, but he's got that spare on the 6. He's got a Swiss cheese board, so I hit 2. Okay, I'm ready. I thought about it. I would bet on it. I'm hitting 2. I wish we had the XG feed so I could win a lot of money against anyone who would bet against me on this one. Do it, do it, do it. It's fun. It's exciting. Do it for the fans. Come on, it's only $77,000 for the winner. Not that big a deal. I think the rule should be you have to keep the checkers away this way or you are not allowed to put them back. I recommended that rule 7 years ago. And it's become the standard to try to do this, but they never made it a rule that if you didn't do it, you couldn't put the checker back. I think that should be the rule. There's a lot of people who say touch move. I don't like that. It's just too severe and too drastic, and you do need to look at it. The other reason you hit 2, you pretty much take the skill out of the game. It's just going to be all automatic plays for everybody, and that's not a bad thing to do against a guy like Tony. Yes! Thank you. Rewarded. Cover with the 6 and then look for the ace. I think you got to play to the 8-point to make double 6s work nicely and the block. I might have just taken the checker from 9 to... That's a lot of builders. I might have taken the checker from 9 to 4. I think that's my play. I guess I would make the point. Kind of boring, but I would do that. How do you feel about that hit 2 play now? Huh, Johan? How do you feel about that take now, Tony? I don't mean to rub it in, but I thought it was a pass. Yeah, I want to rub it in. Sorry, I lied. Keep going. It could come in with the 2 and take a 4 off, but I think there's some awkward numbers when you do that. Yeah, you have. Well, you can play 3s off the 5-point. I'm not sure you don't come in with the 2 and take a 4 off. Although you're not that interested in ripping here, you'd like to clear from the rear, and 2 to 1 has to be right. You just want to clear from the rear because you've got the gammon for sure if you don't leave a shot. No 3s, he's saying to himself. That's right, just clear. You peel if the gammon has some question from the rear. Good roll. He needs a 1 or a 2 or doubles next time to not leave a shot. The odds are well in his favor that he won't leave a shot. And he got away with it. He does have doubles that leave shots next time and plus high numbers with a 1. So there are quite a few numbers that leave shots now. And he found one of them. This could be a big opportunity for Tony to roll a 4, or he's got to roll a 4. Nope. Someone would. I used to play with guys that would say, "Oh, well, look how lucky he was to roll doubles." You want to slap him, don't you? And online, they're going to say, "Oh, look at all the doubles you rolled. This is a horrible double compared to a 4." Actually, it's not that horrible to get off the backgammon with that double. It's actually a pretty good miss. He doesn't want to waste pips. He's trying to figure out the best way to get off the backgammon. This wastes 2 pips. But it's a crossover. So you're torn between the two, and he's right to study this. The reason I know he's right to study it is because I don't know the answer. I like the crossover. I think the crossover had to be right. You get two crossovers here. I waste one pip and cross. But it's right to study. I could be wrong about this one too. It is not fun to get backgammoned. That's in my book. And you've heard about my new book if you've heard me on Stream 1. I'm writing a book on how to play forced moves. A book that nobody's written yet. The 2 comes out for sure from the 5 point. Okay, both out. I like this. This is not fun. He's going to have 2 high numbers next time. No, he doesn't. That's a 6-pointer.
It's okay.
This is why back games are supposed to be passed. Now, I'm not saying for sure he had a pass that time, but I'm saying I would have passed it. Okay, break time. And if Tony called the break, that's smart. That's what you do after you get backgammon. Get your composure, relax, shake it off, is what they say. Good time to take a break. I'm going to take one too. The big play was the 6-1. I agree. I agree with Gals. Guys, oh, great. I got somebody who's as smart as Matt Cohn-Geyer out there making some comments. And of course, Thomas Tenlin's there too. I got some people who know what they're talking about. I wish one of you was sitting here next to me so I could keep my mouth shut and learn instead of trying to guess. I had Michi and David Wells doing commentary with me, and Joe Russell, and Mark Olson. These people have been commentating with me during the week. Right now, everybody's busy playing. I can't find anybody intelligent to work with me. Yeah, I looked around the whole room. I can't find anybody intelligent. Patrick Gabelli, who is the organizer of the Dubai tournament. I'm going to be going to Dubai. I'm going to play in Dubai, but I'm also going to do a lot of commentary and I may do a clinic there as well, depending on the timing. I'm really looking forward to the tournament. My family's a little mad at me. It's during Rosh Hashanah, which was a complete accident. And if it wasn't an accident, I wouldn't be going. He feels terrible about it, but that was the only timing because of other conflicts. But it's a $50,000 money added. They really go out of their way to make it an exciting and beautiful venue for players, and I would urge people to come. Mainly because you're going to see me there. And if you don't see me there, you'll hear me there. By the way, you can hear me whether I'm there or not because I'm not too quiet. All right, we're getting ready to start again. That was quite a long break, which if I'm the tournament director, I generally don't allow, but we're not in time pressure here, and Art is really nice about that. Art is the official tournament director. I think Mark Olson pretty much calls the shots, but we do have a rule on the clocks, which I was upset about earlier. They did not allow clocks necessarily. It was optional to the players until you get to the money round. But we did institute a rule that all streamed matches must have a clock. I don't think it makes any sense for any match of any importance not to have a clock. It's just silly to me. Clock management's part of the game for the spectators and the players. If you don't have a clock and you got a hard decision, take a couple hours. Why not? That's what ruined the game for me long ago. That's why we put the clocks in. We had some people who take an hour on a decision. I had a match earlier without a clock. Sander Liloff's match, 4.5 hours. It's a great match, though. It was worth it. And he got beat, got upset. Then I had a match a little while ago where both players had Oliver Squire and Justin Knoll. I think they were both down to less than half a minute on the clock, and it was really fun to watch. They shouldn't have let it go down so low with as much match as that was left, but it was fun. I would not allow this long a break. You're hearing some noise behind me and some screaming. There's a bunch of chouettes going on, which I'm missing. So this is saving me money. I have never lost money doing commentary. But there's several chouettes, and I could have played in any of them. Looks like they left the clock running. But neither one of them used up that much time on the clock. I think it shouldn't be a problem resetting it. If I were the tournament director, and that's who should be doing the resetting and making the ruling, Instead of 34 minutes, which is what they started with, I would give them each 30 minutes, something reasonable, and go from there. Unless there's a picture of the clock and you know for sure. And that's what I always recommend. When you take a break, you should stop the clock and take a picture of it with your phone in case it accidentally runs or something, or somebody sneaky runs over and hits the clock. Personally, I think the clock should be even faster. I don't think we have to play speed gammon, but something in between speed gammon and what we're playing now is a better match, in my opinion. Okay, looks like she's back with the clock. And they're both right around 22 minutes. And we're ready to go. That was a big, big backgammon. Is there a small backgammon? I guess if the cube's not turned, there's small backgammons, but that was a big backgammon. 6 points in a 17-point match is a big equity gain and loss. How did they know how to reset it? How did they know where to reset it? Was it on record? Oh, that's very smart. The clock was running. Tara backed up the tape and found the time on the clock. That was great. Okay, here we go. That's part of your clock management. Be sure you stop it during a break. Unless it's your opponent's time that's running, then you don't have to stop it. I guess that's a form of cheating, though, if you know it. And again, I'll say this. I'm very proud. I've never been caught cheating. Run, red, run. I run simply because I don't like the 5 anywhere else. I don't want to unstack, or I don't want to strip my midpoint. I don't like this. I think I'm running. You're inviting some action there. Of course, you're stranding the back checker and you're leaving a direct shot outside. This could be right, but I would keep going. I like this. Must be right because I like it, right? You can hit, you can stack, you can go out to the bar. I hate all 3 plays, but I think going out to the bar is best, going to the 18. Or from the back, but what else? You could slot. Does it duplicate 4s anywhere? A little bit, yeah. Is this a tempo hit? I don't think there's enough action to prevent for your opponent to do a tempo hit and hit off the ace, but it could be right. Help! Somebody who knows what they're talking about, tell me what you would do here. I'm watching the chat. This makes sense. And you step up. I don't like making the 2-point yet. Okay. He made Jonas play. It made sense to me. I like the play. Not fun rolls by either side. I think that's pretty easy. Anchor, any port to storm, and hit or slot. Hit or slot. I used to always believe that when you had an anchor, you could play more boldly, and then somebody told me Michi has been preaching lately that when you make the anchor, you play more safely. So I'm a little confused. I asked Michi about it, and he says, he gave me the answer I wanted. He says it depends. I like the hit because it unstacks. That's a no-brainer. Only because all the other 6s are ugly. How many hidden covers are there? A lot. He dropped the cup, but that doesn't stop the roll from counting. See, here's a hidden cover, right? This is a nothing. Doesn't hit or cover. How many of those were there? I think there were more hidden covers than non-hit or non-cover. I like this. It's simply because I don't see another 3. What other 3 is there? There's the butterfly point again, the 23 rule. We've been here before in this match. He's got 2 holes. It's an easy take. Even if you're up more than 23 pips, it's still a take because I don't think it's a double. I invented reverse Wolsey's law. You're doubled and you're not sure it was a double, then for sure it's a take. And Kit gave me permission to put his name on it. Okay, if it doesn't get hit now, it's over. Double pass. Score it. Why bother? Just score it. And change the scoreboard. 8-3. Change the scoreboard. They're right to write down the scores. And I love that you can write down the away scores here, but there you change the scoreboard. There we go. Very nice of Tony to let Johan choose which dice, and Johan chose the black dice to start with. Why is this not make the 5 and split? Really? Makes sense, I guess, but this is my play and make the 5. And why do I make the 5? Because everybody says you should make the 5. He should never have made that play. Why did he waste his time making the 5 when he could have made that point and not get pointed on? I come in on the 2 and go up to the 20. Only because I don't like any other plays. Oh, I don't like this. I would come in on the 2 and go up to the 20. Creating another blot. I don't like this play. And he played it pretty quickly. Now, why is he thinking about doubling? Look at the score. That's one reason. Make the 4. See, if you went up to the 20, you wouldn't have been hit on the 4. You'd have been hit on the 5. Nice anchor. That was very, very big. That's very, very small. That's a small double 6. Is that an oxymoron? Am I being too lexiphonic for the crowd? A point's a point. How can you not make that point? What else is there? There's nothing else productive I could see. It's forced. This is forced. Just bring it in. I say forced. I mean, it's forced. That's what I mean when I say forced. There's another play. What is it? And why? What is there besides coming in from the mid? Every time I say, what am I missing? I get that response, brains, but I just didn't see an alternative here. Volunteer the ace shot. You don't like it, but again, no alternatives that I could see. And he hits the ace. The question is the 4. I know my 4. I don't want to give him a 6 off the, well, 6 or 5 off the bar doesn't matter because he can't play either one. How can you not hit here? First I play the ace and then I figure out which 4. What's the rationale for not hitting? You're up a ton in the race, maybe, and you don't like to win gammons? Jonah Seawald, it's okay to think. Thank you, Jonah. Great tip. Might be okay for you to think. When I think it leads to more mistakes. You don't come in on the 3, where are you going to play the 3? Well, yeah, you give him more ways to hit you coming in on the 3. This is cleaner. I think because Johan is winning 8-3, I don't think you're going to see a cube here. If the score was reversed, you might see a cube here. And for money, I don't think this is a cube even for money. I don't believe, I'm not sure. But I'm rolling. Bring it in. Hope he doesn't roll a 4. Tony really wants a 4 here. And he gets it. That was a big 4. Oh, 2 out for sure. How far is the question. Depends on the race. And I think you'd have to count this race, and that's what he's doing right now, as to whether you continue or stay back. I think you come out with 2 regardless of the race and then decide the other 2. I think you're better off even if you're losing the race to come out. You're not going to get as many fly shots or good shots staying on the 5 point was my problem with that. See, he'd come out now, he'd have a direct. That's why I like coming off the 20 point. Eights are great. That's an 8. That's it. Barring a joker, this game is over. One 5, 2 5, double 1. 2 6 is anti-joker. He's better off dancing. Now you could be too good. I think you are too good. What's a bad roll? And how bad are the bad rolls? I think this is too good. I would not double. Oh no! I really think that was too good. I couldn't think of that many bad rolls. I thought of a lot of good ones. I can't wait to see that one later. I didn't see a lot of market gainers or ways for Tony to have a take later. Simon Bargett, who knows the game, says he's not sure at the score. Maybe you just cashed the point. Maybe I'm wrong. He did make the decision pretty fast, though. So maybe I'm way off. I really thought it was too good. Lee said double pass. Good. Nice to see it. I'm always happy when the players that I'm watching play well. I know they're going to play better than me. That's why I'm sitting here instead of playing. But Not everybody plays better than me, but almost everybody I do commentary on does. That's why they're in Monte Carlo in the winner's bracket. All right, this is easy. I would have thought it was too good. Oh, somebody else says it was way too good. XG says double fit. So we got a little disagreement in the chat as to whether it was too good or not. I wish I had the XG feed, but we don't have enough people who can do the transcription fast enough. I need Ben Friesen. Ben's the fastest I know. I used to be as good as anybody, but I'm out of practice. They're hiring me for my mouth, not my fingers. And I won't take that any further when it comes to relationships. Very good racing number. Every game is ultimately a race. In Florida, we're not allowed to discuss race. I'm from Florida. We can't talk about race. I can't talk about what we can't talk about. That's how bad things are in Florida right now with the politics, and I'm not supposed to talk about politics, so I'll stop. So, how could he be thinking about doubling with a checker back and his opponent has escaped? I mean, he has only got an 8 shot.
Okay, so stream 1 is over.
Yeah.
So, if it's okay with you, Michelle's gonna come join you.
No, it's not okay with me. It's wonderful with me. He's going to have a cigarette first. Yes. Come back. I need you. I need you.
Okay, he's gonna be here.
Great.
On your mute.
I'll be joined by Michelle Lamotte shortly, and I won't have to think. I'm very proud. Michelle took lessons from me for quite a while, and he's about 4 times better than me. He's one of about 24 of my students that has turned into a really great player and is better than me. I think Michelle was better than me while he was taking lessons from me. And he's not the only one that there were some things I could teach him. Okay. I think Tony's kind of happy he didn't double. Didn't look anything close to a double to me. But again, like Jonah says, doesn't hurt to think, unless you're Phil Simborg. I'm not sure I understand the ace coming up, or how that helps. Oh, it freezes the checkers on the 8 point, so he can't play a 3-1 or a 5-3 to make a point. I can see that ace now. I understand it. Ian Terry making a comment. My co-teacher from the Backgammon Learning Center, my good friend, one of my real heroes. In spite of his looks and brains, he's found a really cute girlfriend. And he's got the guts to play Chouette with Joe Russell and Bob Z and a lot of really good players. And he holds his own in it too. I don't think you step up and get pointed on almost everything that doesn't have a 6. Did I say almost everything? Is it everything that doesn't have a 6? Yeah, double fives doesn't point on you. So double fives and any 6, but anything that doesn't have double fives or a 6 points on you. Are you praying to get the cube so you can get out of this game? I don't know how you can step up there. Gigi, I look great and I look rested. Yes, we had a long break. I took a nap, took a shower. Every 4 or 5 days I take a shower. Every day I try to get a nap in if I can. But my nap was short when Akiko called me and said she needed some money and we played pineapple bluff gammon. That's what we've been doing. But thanks for the compliment anyway. Put on a clean shirt. I do that every few days too. I am 78. I'll be 79 in December. And I won a bet on that one, my birthday. I bet with Markowitz didn't know. I told him my birthday was Pearl Harbor Day. We made a bet. We called 6 people. 5 of the 6 knew what date Pearl Harbor Day was. Of course, we call all Americans over 40. Ian Terry knew the answer. I'm not going to tell you who didn't. I don't want to embarrass him. Bob Zavrall, he called Bob Zavrall and said, do you know when Pearl Harbor Day is? He said, yeah, it's Phil's birthday. Mochi did not know Pearl Harbor Day, but then he said, do you know what date Hiroshima was bombed? Seriously, he asked me that. And Nagasaki? It was funny. I guess there is some humor in that, or not. No, I'm sorry. Probably not good to joke about. That actually is the conversation. That's pretty good. December 7th, 1941 was Pearl Harbor Day. I was born in 44, but 41. There's that 6 that doesn't point. So see how brilliant it was to come up? Because you can always pop out. Oops, maybe you can't always pop out. Because of the race, it was brilliant, it turns out. It still might be right to point on him. Give him an ace plus a 2, 6, and a 3, 5. It's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 shots. That seems like a lot, and you get gammoned. I guess you can't point on him. Uh-huh. Well, the pressure's on. The Stream 1 game. So who won over on Stream 1? Who won that match? O'Hagan, my buddy. Well, John is he's my teacher for years, and he's my co-teacher at the Backgammon Learning Center, and he is my go-to for the cube. He's as good in the cube as anybody in the theory and use of the doubling cube as anybody in the game, in my opinion. And he thanked me for coming up with O'Hagan's Law. Hey, Joe Russell, I need you.
You got me.
I need you.
You got me for a little while.
This match got turned around quite a bit when Tony got backgammon in a back game where I would have dropped the cube, but Matt Cohn-Geyer says it was a take. Now, what does Matt know? I got joined by Joe Russell, by the way.
He's learned a few things. He used to be a student under Falafel. He taught him.
I think they went to Weight Watchers together or something like that. I don't know if you're in the mic enough. Your voice isn't that loud.
Okay.
Yes? Okay, good. I wish you were here a few minutes ago. There was 12 plays I didn't understand.
We don't have XG on this one?
No XG. And there were 14 plays I wasn't sure.
That's going to make it harder for us to seem smart. Why isn't MCG here? He should be here. I thought he was coming.
COVID.
He got COVID?
He got COVID. He lets a little thing like that stop him. If he was here, we'd have more fun with all the sick people here.
You sound like you're a little hoarse. You don't have a sore
I tested positive this morning, but I don't think I give it to anybody.
Okay, not yet.
I think I'm okay.
No one's complaining about you giving it
I'm
to
a little
them yet.
hoarse because I'm doing so much talking. That's why I need you. I need help.
And when do you not do so much talk?
I'm used to it. That's right. No, this is about as much talking as I can do in one day. These positions are very complicated. You have to count the pips. Are you a fast pip counter? You're not as fast as Steve Sachs.
No, I'm not. I used to be pretty fast, but I've slowed down in old age and from playing online so much where you get pip counts. But
Well, I'm one of those people that believes you should have the pip count on a live board, and I'm working on it. Hit a button and have the pip count, but you have to have RFID chips in the checkers, and then when you stack them, you got a real problem. So we're trying to figure that out.
I think White's pip count is 64. Actually, 40, 58, 63. White is 63.
Not to mention a couple of crossovers and checkers off. Checker off.
He's ahead 3. He's ahead 8.
Especially with the score, this looks like a stone cold drop.
5 pips.
It looks like a stone cold drop at this score, too. It might be a drop for money. Those
5 pips and
two crossovers.
Three crossovers. He's got to check her off.
Oh. And
Yeah.
two pips of wastage on the ace point, according to Keith count.
Yeah. I would pass this.
Yeah. I would pass it for money, I think.
I would pass for money.
So it's got to be a pass when you're winning 9-3.
It could be the thinnest stake for money. I don't think I would pass it though. 5 pips, penalize yourself 2, calls it 7. 3 extra crossovers. Probably a very small money pass.
Well, John told me to use EPC, Keith count, Matusak, Thorpe, and Kleiman, and then come up with the answer. So give me about 3 more days and I'll be back to you. He passed. Makes sense. Change the score. 9-4. We got a battle now.
Paul said 71-63. I had 68-63 if you're not counting penalties. But I might have made a mistake.
I'm glad you're here for another reason. I got 2 texts, one of them from Joni Grunwald saying how much she enjoyed listening to you and I together on the stream before.
Really?
See, and I got other people that said we were a great team.
Oh, fantastic.
So I make you look good, obviously.
Obviously. At least in comparison.
Yeah, but Joni Grunwald enjoyed it. She's one of my favorite people.
Yeah, one of mine too.
So O'Hagan won at the other match, but that was in the second chance bracket. This is the big time. This is the
Tony
first chance.
Finished, he won the Super Jackpot a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
And he had an amazing played in the twos.
In the twos. Oh, I saw that. And Johan's no slouch. He played here in 2021 and came in 4th. And he's rooming with Thomas Tenlin. You gotta get something while you're sleeping in that room.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's some brain power moving over. I consider Thomas to be one of the top players in the world. And he wouldn't room with a slouch. Thomas took some lessons from me. I'm very proud of that.
Really?
Absolutely.
Not recently.
No. By the way, he's watching right now. I'm sure he's embarrassed that I'm mentioning that. But
I'm sure he wears it as a badge of honor.
yeah. Five, 6. Boom. Well, again, at this score, I still tend to play a little bit more aggressive if I'm behind and a little bit safer as the leader, but not a lot. You shouldn't adjust too much, I don't think, do you, Joe?
No.
Not too much. I still would adjust my opening moves.
A little slower to give volatile cubes
Yeah.
that could come back at a 4-cube gammonist position or something like that.
But I would adjust the opening moves. If I'm losing 4-9, I'm slotting with a 4-1 and 5-1. I like this play. It's fun.
I don't do that with a 5-1. With the 4-1, I do occasionally.
Uh-huh. But a gammon go, you're supposed to. If it's pure gammon go, you do slot with 5-1. I'm an expert on the first roll, and then I'm dead. I don't think you cover. I do not think you cover the ace.
Oh, absolutely not.
I think you was I'm tempted to make the 18 point there. I think I make the 18 and come down.
I think this is the right play. I do not like that at all.
I don't either.
I think he'll reject that pretty quickly.
Nothing wrong with looking at it.
Just deadly if your
Yeah.
opponent rolls a 5.
Here's a guy that played at 2 in the finals of the Super Jackpot.
Yeah.
He's going to make the right play. This is a no-brainer.
Ian Terry says he kind of liked making the ace point there. That's why he's
Yeah.
sitting at home in Houston, and Tony's playing.
He's sitting at home with a beautiful girl in Houston, and I'm here with you.
Right. And he probably wouldn't trade.
I know I would. I love Ian. One of the nice people in the
GG
game.
wants to know if Steve Sachs is still in. Yes.
Yes. Steve,
Last I looked, he was in the 4th round and leading his match 10-2.
and Joe cares about it because they're really, really close friends, and because he's got 10% of his action.
You might say that. Well, for both reasons.
For both reasons. I'm the same way with Carter. I always have 10% of his action, and we're really close friends. But we make a $100 bet who goes further because we're frenemies. 2-1.
Ian said his wife, Tiffany, does not make the ace with that play. Consider that settled.
Oh, it's his wife. I forgot. You get married. That's right. You have to get married in Texas
I'm
if you want to
sorry,
live
I
with
wasn't
one.
supposed to tell you that.
Oh, okay. In Texas, you have to get married. I forgot that. Otherwise, it's you're breaking some kind of law. I think his wife is under 21.
I think Tiffany told Ian he had to either give up backgammon or marry her.
That's not as good a story as why you got married. The baseball story.
Oh, yeah.
When there's time, we got to hear that story. Joe's only got married because there was a no-hitter. Do you switch? What do you do? Why is nobody?
I'm sorry,
there.
what's the original
Okay.
play?
Okay,
Is this the original position?
I'm lost.
Well,
Yeah,
that looks obvious.
yeah. Come out. Come
You
out.
know,
Duke the ones.
making the 3-point is reasonable as well.
Making the 3-point with the 4 and leaving a double shot. That probably is right because I hadn't thought of it. Wow. I was coming out.
Could be right to come out. Duplicating the aces, 6s and 1s. The other way, you're giving him. You're duplicating the 5s here, though. I don't think he's going to want to hit you outside with the 5s. He's probably want to hit you. I don't know. I'm not sure. But anyway, I think this is the right play.
Wow. That was not my play. Is he going to hit with the 2?
Yes.
And then
Yes.
safety the checker
Yep.
and go to the mid?
Yep.
Yep. He's outboarded 3-4, but his points are better.
And
Not a
the
great
18.
roll. Got to go out to the bar.
Not in terrible position though.
Too many checkers back to double here. Plus, you're winning 9-4. Got to be a little more conservative. 6 is very good. 3, I might remake the 5. I might remake the 20 point.
I think you're right. This is a big roll for Tony. Very important roll.
It sure is nice to see the 3. Then you see the 1. You're wondering.
He just plays 14-13.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
Yeah, you have to anchor. You have to anchor. No. It's not a banana split. I call it a suicide split,
The problem
though.
is,
Yeah.
Johan is getting close to a redouble, but not so close at the score. I don't think this is correct. I think he just has to play 14-13.
That looks awfully natural to do 14-13.
It looks suicidal to do anything else. It's more like it.
That's why I call it a suicide split. Banana split just doesn't work for me. Because there's no cherries on top. Okay.
So
You're definitely taking if he recubes. That's a pretty good reason not to recube. Ooh, nice roll. All the way around and make the... Okay, then
That's the 6.
then we know the 5. Remake the mid. I would have played the 5 first, but that's a matter of
Very
style.
important.
Yeah, very important. Ooh, am I hitting? Down and hit.
Well, you can
Or you
come
just
out
come
and
in.
hit.
Come out and hit. Or you can just play it in. 3 options. I'm not sure you hit at all. You know why you don't hit? Because your opponent's real stiff.
Not really. He's got some checkers on the midpoint he can play. This looks right.
It looks right to me. I don't like the hit here. This is awfully big. This might invite a recube too, and I'm not sure I would take.
It's not going to invite a recube.
Yeah.
It could lead to your opponent hitting and playing on.
Yeah, okay.
This looks like the right play.
I interviewed Johan before the match because I didn't know him, and I don't like him because he's such a nice guy. People like that make me jealous. He's got a way about him. He's just comfortable and nice and kind, and that bothers me. Makes me feel inferior. But in the short time I've known him from the interview and an earlier encounter, he seems like such an easygoing, good guy.
Tony's a really nice guy.
Oh, Tony's a great guy. Everybody knows Tony is. Come out and make the point.
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's.
Oh, mainly because you don't have any other play.
So, Johan is inching towards a recube here.
A 5 prime is shorter than it looks, and a 4 prime is longer than it looks. Is that what I think? Jake Jacobs told me that. I don't know if he coined it, but he told me that. This is beautiful, all the way out.
So this is a very key role here. Very important role.
He's going to break his board or leave a shot. He's going to break his board. It's hard to take a cube after you do that, isn't it? So I know I don't think I'm taking. So I know it's a double. I don't think you're too good. It was Kent Goulding, not Jake, who talked about the length of the primes. Okay, I had
The problem is with this, and it could well be a pass, but the problem with it is the race is pretty nice for white. You're on the 22 point, but you know your position is so fractured.
I'm passing. That's if I'm taking, I'm not happy. Speaking of Kent Goulding, he and I did some commentary together in Novi, Michigan, not too long ago, and boy, is he fun to do commentary with. This guy, his stories of the good old days and his memory.
He's one of the best.
He is one of the best.
He's a raconteur.
He's my second favorite commentator.
After yourself.
I wasn't going to say. Well, you know me, don't you? No, I wish I could do the kind of job that he does.
I wouldn't be shocked to see him take this.
Really?
Really?
Do I owe you 5? Oops! I would have lost. I would have lost another 5. I didn't have a chance to get the bet out. Oh, we're even. I got it back on the who won the game.
No, I won that. I won two $5 bets from you. We won the 10. I won €2
Yeah,
but you
I won the
10
10 to
euro
1.
bet.
Yeah, I won the 10 to 1 odds bet.
9 to 1.
9 to 1 odds bet. That's right. You would never give me 10 to 1 because that was the true odds. Oh boy. I'd like to see that. Anybody put that in XG? Was that a take? Somebody says David Wells is a very good commentator. Yes, I've worked with David quite a bit. He's great. He's also one of my teachers of the Backgammon Learning Center. And guess who our newest teacher is? Our newest guy to join the Backgammon Learning Center. I haven't gotten you in a Dropbox yet, but Joe Russell is available for lessons. And with his brains and experience and our material, he's going to be. In fact, I'm going to take lessons from him.
Jonas Seawall says it was no double take.
Jonas Seawall, what does he know? He's a big time
Wait a
poker
minute,
player.
Jonas Seawall says it's no double take, and Phil Simborg says it was no double.
Yeah,
No take.
No
He
take.
says no take.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be right.
right. And this guy's a poker player, and I'm not. So obviously, I was right. Jonah just won a bunch of money in a big poker tournament.
I heard.
Yeah,
Congratulations to you, Jonah.
yeah. He told me to be quiet. He didn't want his wife to know. He's thinking trap is what's going on here. He's thinking trap play. And do you have a trap play when he's got those spares on the midpoint? I don't understand. He doesn't have to come out because he's got the spares on the midpoint. So you don't trap. What am I missing?
He's trying not to let him raise.
By breaking your, oh my God. Oh my God. The humanity. Why does he even look at plays that I don't even dream about? Wow, that is creative. Holy cow, I don't think I've ever
I
seen
don't know
that
if it's
play.
right or not, but I love it.
I love it, but I've never seen anything like it.
Just 2 down to raise.
Yeah. Wow, is that a play?
Alex Farzan says it must be a big blunder. I don't know if it's right or not,
Yeah.
but I can guarantee you it's not a big blunder.
He's either a genius or I'm an idiot or both. Probably both. You could have given me an hour and I wouldn't have found that play. It's one of my
I could
options.
give you a month. What do you
A month is right. A month I wouldn't have come up with that play. Wow. I'm so glad you're here. One of my favorite people in the world in backgammon or out.
Likewise. I told my wife she's lucky that you're not a woman.
So you're much less likely to want to trap when there's no blot on your opponent's board. And right now he's got it covered, so you do want to play a little safer here. But you still like to see him come out. You get a lot more gammons, not to mention wins. Now there's a lighter board, so be more inclined to be a little bit freer about leaving a shot. I can't
By
imagine.
the way, the one that you thought was a
Uh-huh.
pass was a .086 arrow to double.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because of the race, you said it. Well, the other reason is the score, too.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
winning 9-4 is the score was reversed. I'm exactly right, I bet.
Yeah.
If he was losing 16-0, I think it would certainly be a recue.
I have to admit, with some different positions and some different scores, you might be right.
Right. I was that far off on the cube, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. First time I ever made a mistake that big, publicly. Tonight.
This match
This match.
in the last hour.
Yeah. Oh, this is not a fun roll. This is not a fun roll. What doesn't hit? Sixes and sixes and fours. Sixes and fours don't hit. Just about everything else does. They hit 2. Sure, hit 2.
This could be the final game of the match.
Yeah, well,
Tony needs to perform here.
yeah. Well, close the board. It's still only 40% gammons.
Yeah, but that could be a gammon if he closes.
It
the
could
board.
be.
There's the 3 to start things.
Yes.
And there's
Ooh,
the
and a dance.
Now an ace 6 or a 3-6.
Oh my goodness.
Tony can't redouble though.
Only backgammon has these potential swings. Nope. That's a swing and a miss. No.
Paul McGrill was in a position like this, and he rolled and danced. His opponent rolled and danced. He rolled and danced. His opponent rolled and danced. Then he doubled.
Only the mind of Paul McGrill would come up with something like that. You got to wonder what's going on in his mind. People have always wondered that. Tony desperately needs a 3 or double ones to get off this gammon. A 3 might get him in the game. Ian Terry with a very good backgammon technical term. Ouch. Ouch.
Still fighting.
Doesn't he know when to quit? Doesn't hit.
Praying for the anchor here. Or an ace 6.
Nope. And the 6 comes down for the cover.
Absolutely.
2 checkers on the bar. Better by far.
Or, I don't
Bring
know
it
why
down.
he's hesitating.
I don't know either. What's he afraid of? Afraid of getting hit and having another direct shot? Having 2 checkers up? Come on, don't be afraid of no ghosts. I understand he feels like he's got enough covers, but why do it? The other reason to come down is in case he comes in on the ace, the 6 hits him there. You
Well,
might be able
what he's thinking is, if he comes in with a double 3 and he dances, he doesn't want to have double shots at another check.
Yeah, I think that
And this-
parlay is much smaller than the other parlays. I like that 4. I like going to the 2. Having another way to shoot at the ace. You're going to end up with a checker there eventually. Now you got 3 ways to hit. That last play out there was very good.
Only problem with putting the man on the 2, and you're right. It probably is right because your first goal is to prevent the man from making the 24.
Yeah.
The only problem with it is if you that man ends up there in the barrel, it takes your gammons down.
Yeah, takes your damage down from 40
But it
to
was more important
30.
to make sure he doesn't anchor.
Yeah.
He's praying to cover with an ace now, and he got it.
That's great. Yep. Bring it down.
So
A perfect bear off would be 40% gammons here.
he's probably closer to 50%
Why?
because his opponent's got a crushed 3-point board. He can play aggressively.
I've run this several times. It doesn't matter.
I don't believe it.
I didn't believe it
Somebody
either.
put this in.
I
And see what the
didn't
gammon,
believe it. I'm
see-
telling you.
Somebody put this in.
If he had a 5-point board or a 3-point board, it's still right around 40%. It's not going to change
I don't believe it.
because you don't really bear off that much more aggressively because you leave more shots and you lose the gammon more because you bear it off more aggressively. And if you don't leave the shot, You got to win the game too. Now I'm talking about money.
Ian, can you put that in for us?
I'm talking about money. You
Well,
want
also-
you want a $5 bet?
No. For money, yeah. Then I'll bet it's over 43%.
Okay, you got it.
Okay.
Ian, I'll give you $3 if you'll run it my way. Matt Congeyer is betting with Phil. You already lost. Forget it.
I am in trouble.
You're in trouble.
But I'm glad we bet $5 instead of euros.
Oh, I got screwed again by Joe Russell. He got me. That's right. I was used to it when the money went the other way.
Now our bet is 43%.
With the 3-point board versus a perfect bear off. I'll give you the perfect bear off too.
Matt Congeyer says he likes my side.
Oh, he does.
He says he'll bet against you.
Oh. Ouch.
Did we bet euros or dollars?
I think we bet shekels. Oh my gosh. Look what's happening here. This gammon is almost assured.
No, not.
8 is 17 points. That's exactly the match.
Yeah, I said this could be the last game.
This
but
is
it's not. It's far from assured.
It's
He just
pretty
needs a
well
big roll
assured.
here.
Pretty well assured.
He's got a chance.
Yes. No double followed by a 6 something, but it better be the right 6. Okay, it's got to be a 6 or doubles. And it's got to be the right 6.
46.5%.
Yeah, isn't that what I said? Game, match. Wow,
Great match.
exciting. Did I tell you that was a pass?
You owe me $5.
Wait a minute. $5 or €5? $5.
Yeah.
Joe, thank you for joining
Thank
me.
you, Phil. It's always a
Congratulations
pleasure.
to
The-
Johan.
That was an
He
exciting.
beat a
last
great,
game.
great player.
I'd love to see when the 6-5 play he made. It was a
That was
6-5,
an
right?
amazing play.
Anybody puts a 6-5 play in, I'd love to know what that was.
I always said I don't lose money doing commentary, except when Joe Russell's around. And I always lose money doing commentary when Joe Russell's around. I want to interview the winner. I want to interview Johan real quick. And why don't you stay here with me?
Okay. Thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Joy.
Sit down next to Joe. Have you met?
No,
Johan?
no. Joe Russell.
Hi, Joe. Joe Albino. Good meeting you.
Have a seat.
Very nice play. We were really interested in when you. I think you had the 6. Was it a 6-5?
Yes. When he,
The play where you opened up inside, gave him duplicated the 4s.
the
so you could
random
force
play
it out.
where you just
I
did
thought that was
whatever
a
the hell
very-
you wanted.
Yeah, that was obviously a tough one. I know I was increasing the
increasing the
the-
losses.
exactly,
But you were maybe not so much, because you don't want him to just sit there and roll a double. You want him to come out, and you had gammon chances the way you played it.
exactly. I know I was 8 away, so I know all the gammons
But
would
you
give me
also
the
giving
match.
him a potential to get a powerful 8-cube read.
Yeah, that was the other part I was struggling with, when to send the 4 cube, and I know you should be extremely cautious, and that can be a huge blunder, obviously. And on the other hand, it might be right as I'm 8 away.
I thought.
I know the
by the way, I loved your play.
All right,
Phil
thank you.
said he wouldn't make that play if you gave him 1 month.
I wouldn't have found it. Wait a minute, not make it. I wouldn't have found the play. I wouldn't have considered it.
I don't know if it was right or not.
I'm not sure. I look
I
forward to
asked. I
see.
asked some people to put it in and let
They
us
said
know.
the cube was wrong, and I was passing. So what do you know about that?
No, the cube- no, you-
It's a very strong player, but I think obviously when every time you're getting a 4 cube, when I'm 8 away, it's also some psychological pressure, and he knows if as there were some gammon, I might get the pass as well. So you need to take that into consideration.
It was wrong by .086.
Oh,
So it was pretty.
Are you saying
086.
Are you saying
Okay,
you
not
would
too
not
bad then.
Well, that's
It's a blunder, but still
86 millipoints. That's
exactly. But I also I will get a few passes. I think
Right.
there are
probably not from Tony though. He's a very fine player.
He's a very strong player. I was rolling extremely well, and I was lucky in the right occasions.
But you played very well. I was very impressed with your play. I wish we'd had the XG feed and we didn't. But I was very impressed with your play.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, XG is the one judging, and I look forward to see the data coming
I
up.
have to admit, I wouldn't have thought of making a trap play while he still had 2 checkers on the mid and wasn't going to be forced out. That was brilliant. I mean, that was not my radar.
Well, the problem was he was going to give him all the time in the world to roll the winning double if he did, because if he plays from out here, he's going to let him play down from the mid, then let them play those checkers in, keep playing, right? That's what you were thinking.
Exactly.
That was just brilliant. Very well done.
Okay, excuse me.
No worse.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic win.
Good
Good
meeting
luck
you.
in the rest. We'll see you in the finals.
Thanks
You
for
got
the
a shot for it.
commentating, and
I enjoy
wish
it.
you a good evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Good luck in the rest. That's all for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. The main starts, and I don't believe we have any stream matches before 2 p.m. Monte Carlo time. And thank you all for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for costing me $5, Ian. And it's been a pleasure working with Joe Russell several times, and David Wells, and all the other great co-commentators. And from now on, I'm going to have a partner, because there's enough people knocked out of this tournament where I'm going to have somebody really good sitting next to me. So I promise you better commentary moving forward. It's going to get better and better, and it's good. And the matches are going to get more and more important and more exciting. So that's it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.